Hi, and welcome back. The VSTACK formula is an amazing formula as a standalone function. I'm going to show you 5 ways I personally use the VSTACK formula on a daily basis. I will combine it with 5 other functions and formulas. If you want to follow along, click the link below and download the exercise file. And do not forget to press the subscribe button and the like button, and also share it with friends and colleagues. And stick around till right at the end, where you will find 2 links to more amazing videos. Now let's go and start using VSTACK and put it on steroids. Let's start off by converting the 3 sets of data to tables. It's just much easier in formulas to use tables than actual cell references. So I'm going to click inside the first data set, and I'm going to press Control T, which is a shortcut. It will then ask me for the range, which it already picked up. Yes, I do have headers, and OK. Do it for the next set of data, Control T, OK, Control T, and OK. If you want to, you can rename these tables. I click inside the first table. I go to the table toolbar at the top, and in the left-hand corner, it will allow me to change the name. Let's call this Data 1. Click in the next table, Data 2, Enter. Click in the next one, Data 3. Now let's just do a VSTACK formula, and I want to give you a little tip here how you can include the headers, because usually when you do a VSTACK, it only stacks the actual data on top of each other and not the actual headers. So I'm just going to do it at the bottom. I'm going to say equal VSTACK. And the tip here is for the first array or set of data to actually go to your first table and find this arrow that points to the right. That will then include the headers. So stack the headers for me, comma. Then I go to the same table. I get my 45-degree downwards arrow. I select that. So stack that table, comma, go to the next one, comma, the next one, close my brackets. And there I have stacked the 3 sets of data, including the headers. Now let's test the VSTACK. So if I should add here some data, let's just say a laptop, and let's make it 2000. And immediately you will see that it added it into the stack. So that is just to start off with how to create a VSTACK set of data. What I want to do next is combine the VSTACK with the CHOOSECOLS. You will see when I do a normal VSTACK, it imports all the columns. What if I only wanted the sales values? So I'm going to do the VSTACK again. I'm going to VSTACK the headers, comma, the table, the table, the table, close. What I'm going to do here is at the front, I'm going to use the CHOOSECOLS formula. Choose false, bracket. There we go, typing error. This will be the data set that it brings in. But from this data set, at the back, I'm going to specify only one column 1, comma, and 3. And it only brings back the first and the last column. So that's the first way that I use VSTACK on a daily basis. Next, what I want to do is maybe I want to sort the data. Now, if you have a VStack, in this case in cell B13 already, you don't have to recreate the VStack. You can just carry it over from B13 to wherever you want it. And the easiest way to do that is to just say equal, click the first cell of the original VStack, and at the end, include the hashtag. That will automatically bring back the previously created VStack. So it is almost as if I'm copying that VStack. And there we go, as easy as that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, take this VStack result and then sort this for me, comma, at the end, I want to sort it by the second column. And there we go. Very easy. What I did is I picked up the previous VStack because I don't want to recreate it. It's already been created. So I reference the cell with a hashtag. Then I put the sort formula on the outside and I say sort it by the second column. What I want to do next is combine it with the unique formula. So what I want is I want the unique values of the second column of my original stack. So I first need to use the CHOOSECOLS to only get the second column. So I'm going to say equal CHOOSECOLS of what? Of this original stack with a hashtag, and I only want the second column. Now I've got a list of all the products, but I only want the unique values. So I'm going to click in the original formula, and on the outside, I'm going to combine it with the unique formula. And there we go. I have a list of all the unique values for the products. What I want to do next is I want to take this list of VStacks. I want to sort it by the sales value from highest to lowest, and then only I want to see the top three. So for that, I'm going to use another formula, which is called the take formula. So let's just break it down. I'm just going to do it here at the bottom. It's just easier to see on one screen. So let's just first do the sort issue. So I'm going to sort what this original list that I have with the hashtag. I want to sort it by the third column, and I'm going to use minus because I want it from highest to lowest. So I get the products from the highest to the lowest, but I only want to see the top three products. So I go back to the original formula and I use the take formula. And take says, of the sorted list, how many rows do you want? I go comma, and I want the top 3 rows. 3 including the title. Let's say we wanted 4. We can change that to 4. And now I have the top 4 products. The last option I want to show you is obviously when you do a pivot table. In this case, it's a good example because I've got 3 sets of data. I first need to combine them and from there create my pivot table. So I click where I want the pivot table to be. I go insert, I go pivot table from a table or range. And all I'm going to do here is click that first cell where the original VStack is. And then at the end, I do my little hashtag and OK. And now I have my pivot table. I can have my products here and my sales values there. Now let's see if I add a new product, a totally new product. Let's go to the second set of data here. Let's say the 22nd of February 2026. Let's call the product, let's just use my name, Chris, and 100. And now if I right click the pivot table and I say refresh, it updates automatically. So there you have it, 5 examples of how to use the VSTACK on a daily basis, putting VSTACK on steroids.